Viewers, you're watching the Policy Times, India's only media on public policy and foreign affairs. Uh, Talking about the national prosperity or national policy making, entrepreneurship plays a very important role in nation building. When we talk about entrepreneurship, Mr. Sumit Jasoria, whom I'm going to introduce you to, I'm going to present Mr. Sumit Jasoria, who is heading a new startup which has presence in Singapore and Paris, Mero. Now, the Mero has recently launched its office in India, and Mr. Sumit Jasoria would be heading that. Sumit has over 10 years of experience in a different working with different industry, especially in the digital transformation. And now he would, as a young dynamic entrepreneur, he would be heading Mero in India. Sumit, welcome to the Policy Times, and thanks for your time. The first thing I would like to request you if you could kindly introduce yourself and your organization.
Thanks a lot, Akram. It's great and pleasure for me to be here. I am Sumit Jasoria, and I am just joined Mero a month back in Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of Asia, I would say. Fantastic place, a fantastic weather today. I have done a couple of different work in last couple of years. My last role was with Rocket Internet, heading their regional business for e-commerce, which was called Daraz. So I was heading the business for Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. That was a time I think I got accustomed to the entrepreneurship world and the speed world, where there was just about execution, and that changed my perspective about my career. Prior to that, I have worked with big names like Airtel, Godrej Properties, and other companies. I did my master's in management from FMS Delhi, and I'll be there next week to recruit some interns for the company.
Oh,
So it feels good to be there again. Yeah.
what does
So
Mero?
uh,
What is Mero into, Sumit?
Mero, the idea of Mero came to our founder Thomas in 2016, when he found that there's a lot of unstructured platform, unstructured industry of photographers who do not get jobs, or they have to run around for getting jobs or getting shoots. We call it shoots in our business. Mero's idea is to streamline this entire process and create a platform where the photographers do what they are good at. That is click shoots. Rest all will be taken care by Mero. So
Oh,
what we do is we call ourselves as a community of photographers, and we call our photographers our partners. So we never call them photographers in a company. We call them partners because they are the partners who are the pillar of our business,
hmm.
and because of whom we have been able to grow our business multifold.
Right.
And what we do is we work with partners across the world and make sure that we deliver they can get jobs which will be helping our clients. So what Mero does is Mero talks to big companies like Airbnb, say Just Eat, say Deliveroo, Uber Eats, and these companies have global presence. Now,
Right.
when these companies go to different markets, they need photos of the restaurants they bought onboarded or the properties they have, right? Now, these companies cannot go and find different partners every time. Plus, they have standard guidelines. So, what Mero does is Mero creates a standard guideline from these companies and trains the photographers across the world. Now, whenever these companies want any photo in any part of the world, they come to Mero. Mero creates a job in the system. The
Hmm.
job is picked up by any photographer who wants to pick it up in the region.
Hmm.
The photographer goes and does the shoot. Then the entire system of Mero does the entire process, which means there's an AI algorithm which takes the guideline in care. We do a small touch up, and then the photos is sent to the client in less than 24 hours. So what it means is across the world, you can get a photo of a restaurant, say in Los Angeles, sitting by tomorrow evening in your email. If
Oh,
you took look at any normal traditional business, it will take at least 3 to 5 days because the photographer has to do multiple shoots. And the
hmm.
thing is, he only gets paid for shoots. If he spends time on doing editing, if he spends time on creating invoices, he wastes his money. He wastes his time of making money.
Hmm.
Especially industry, this industry is about the number of shoots you can do, and you can make more money. So we are trying to simplify the entire life of photographers or partners, we call them, and make sure that they can make more money with us as we grow the business for them.
Mhm. It's an excellent innovative model. In fact, that's how and that's why perhaps Mero, for our viewers, I want to share that Mero has recently raised around 230 or 250 million investment. So after, Sumit, I want to come back to the important point that after Singapore and Paris, why have you decided to come to India?
It's a very good question, and that's something I must answer very honestly to you. I think India remains a huge focus for Mero. I think there are two main reasons for it. The first and foremost reason is the biggest opportunity this market creates for us. I think the way digital ecosystem is building up in India, it is opening a lot of avenues for photographers to make more money with the digital platforms. Unfortunately, there is no company that is giving pan India presence for photographers right now. So
Mhm.
that creates a very big opportunity for us to enter this market and create a business out of it. Second important thing is that India being it's the amount of talented workforce we have, the location the importance location we have today, we want to serve the entire APEC region from here, which means even though we have an office in Singapore, entire delivery or what we call the operations will happen from India. It means Singapore will be a sales office for us, where we will have only have people meeting the clients, getting the business from them, but the entire execution of that will happen in India. There's a reason that in the last 1.5 months we have doubled our workforce because we are seeing a huge growth coming in from India as well as APAC region, and we have huge ambitions to serve the entire APAC region from India head office. And that's the reason India becomes an obvious choice for the talent availability as well as the amount of opportunities available in the market.
Okay, what is the market size that you see in India and penetration? Because though the urbanization is growing, a large part of India is still rural. How do you build your business out of this? Do you want to penetrate into India, or you want to, with your presence in India, you want to do business abroad, like Asia Pacific, as you mentioned?
So the thing is, right now, Mero is not into B2C business. They are into a B2B business, which means we work with global clients and make sure that we deliver shoots for them across the world. So in India, we have a couple of clients which we are already working with, and these are big names. Unfortunately, I cannot reveal the names right now because it is under a contract agreements. But today, the big clients are giving us most of their shoots because they see two reasons for it. First reason is that we are far better in quality compared to any other normal agency.
Mhm.
Second thing is we deliver in less than 20 to 16 to 18 hours the delivery goes to the client.
That's
In
excellent.
India today, and I'm really happy to tell you that people value that today in India because Mero is not cheap. Compared to a competition, we are compared to unorganized sector, we're a little expensive. Obviously, because we built up a platform, we built up the entire system. But I can tell you example, our existing clients, they used to get the photos in 3 to 4 days. Today they
Mhm.
get in less than 20 hours. So you can see a huge change in the entire way we have transformed the industry in last 3 months in India.
Okay. I'm like little curious to know who are your competitors in the industry, and especially in India and maybe in Asia Pacific, and how unique your product, as you said, the timeliness, like the speed is one of your benefits. Apart from speed, what are other USPs that you can offer to your clients?
So let me answer the first part of it. So we have so I would say there is not any major competitor to us right now. We have small competitors which are region specific in
Hmm.
India or be in APAC. The reason is that these clients or these companies serve a small region. That means there could be some company in say Maharashtra, some could be in say Gurgaon, some could be in say Kolkata, but there's hardly anybody who has done pan India presence along with the platform that we carry. I think our biggest strength that remains is a platform that we built up in last 2.5 years.
Hmm.
That has been our biggest support that we get when we scale up our business, which means that we don't have to put extra people. Even then, we have the shoots multiplied by say 3 or 4 times, which is a huge cost saving for us as well as our timelines of delivery remain same. So
Right.
that would be the way I would serve our. I don't want to name my
That's
competition today,
very.
but I would say unorganized sector remains my competition. You have different photographers who do shoots, but as B2B client, see, a client wants to streamline his business today. He don't want to handle 22 different photographers across India. It is a headache for him. Managing them, getting the quality, getting the guidelines, it's not easy. So we serve one-stop shop for them.
You mean you are the only like organized player in this sector?
I would say we are the only biggest organized player in this sector.
Only biggest one. Okay. Now, venturing into India is doing business in India, and especially for startups. There are a lot of researchers say 95% of the businesses die in first 5 years. So I'm not scaring you, but just giving you a real picture. Now, but you are running an organization which has raised a huge amount of fund, and fund is one of the core for making your business a success. If so, that means if you sustain your business for 5 years and you have good clients, you can certainly click that.
Yeah.
What are the risk factors that you see in your business? And though you are running a very unique model because you are creating employment for photographers, and at a time when India is really struggling to create employment in a large scale, and photography, photo editing, videography, these are the new jobs which are available in the market, and lot of youngsters are opting for such careers. They don't want a hectic manufacturing jobs, and they want something unique, fashionable jobs like photography and all. What are the risks you see that can haunt you, or give you some tough time?
So I think the biggest risk that we today look at today is that I think localized studios. I think a lot of time we are spending a lot of time and energy on building up, as you said, creating employment, and that's a fantastic way to put that. Actually, we are trying to create employment, and we are trying to create micro entrepreneurs. I would say we call it micro entrepreneurs,
That's
because I'll tell you my scenario. We used to have 10 years back, India used to have engineering or MBA as a career. Today, photography is opening as a career, which I'm really happy that as a leader, I'm able to drive that change in the society, that people can take up photography and they can make a earning out of it. I will tell you some scenarios here that we have some photographers who are making close to 50,000 rupees per week with us now. So it means that they are ending up making around, say, 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees per month, which an MBA from a big school doesn't get to start with, right? And these guys work on their own terms. As you said, they work on their own terms. So I think that's the way we look at the business. So the biggest risk that we follow today is that it is a business where if we don't give them job, they will move out, they will find something else. So we have to make sure that we have constant supply of jobs for them so that they can deliver and get money out of it. That's one thing. Second thing would be that we stand for quality. Today, whatever Mero has been able to achieve on a global level, it is because of our quality parameters. We make sure that we deliver quality which is standardized across the world and which meets the client expectations across the world, which means a shoot done for a client X in US, in Europe, or in India will have same quality, which is a biggest plus that we want to carry, and we want to bring it to India as well. And that's become risk because sometimes the equipment in India are not that advanced compared to what we see equipments in US or Europe. So that remains a big challenge for us, and that remains, we are trying to work around and find some solutions to enhance this equipment availability in India. And the third and most important thing I would say is photographer trainings. Today, India being a huge geography, we spend a lot of time where we go and do weekly trainings with a lot of photographers. We call it community engagement, where we do it in Mumbai, we do it in right now we're focusing on metros, but at the same time we are going to tier 2 cities. To tell you a simple example, Akram, we did a shoot in Ajmer, a 3 weeks or 4 weeks back when it was raining heavily, and still we deliver the shoot in less than 20 hours. So we stand for a quality. We took some risk in the business at the same time, but we made sure that we deliver a quality to a client, and client was happy for that. And in fact, we rewarded our partners also by doubling the money on that day for them.
Excellent. So now coming to the last part of the interview, I would like to know what is your mission for Mero in India, and in the context also giving a message to some photographers, young budding photographers that we have across the country, some budding entrepreneurs who are venturing into different part, and maybe to the policymakers, if there are any policy changes that you would like to see, because it's too early to comment on policy, but in the digital transformation sector or area, if you like to see some policy changes or policy incentives from the government of India.
I think I am on a mission. To be honest with you, I'm on a mission, and that's how I live my life. I think the mission for me is to build up Mero in India. And I don't want to be a company which fails in 5 years, to be honest with you. My mission is to build up a company which stays here and which gives jobs to a lot of people directly and indirectly. That's my first mission. Second mission for me would be that we solve the problem of the clients where they want digital photography, digital videography, or new avenues like drone photography and a lot of things we're working on right now. And then we talk about entering new markets from India, which means we want to create a platform or a company which serves entire Asia Pacific from this region. It means we, being in India, will serve clients in Bangladesh, be it Sri Lanka, be it Nepal, be it Pakistan, be it Thailand, and no matter to more other markets as well. The idea is to build up India as the hub for Mero in Asia Pacific. So that is the biggest focus where I always keep in mind when I come to work every day, and I ensure that we sow the right seeds and we hire talent which will take this company to different markets in Asia Pacific and turn out the faith of investors and Thomas, who's the global CEO for Mero, who have put a faith on me.
Wish you all the luck. And
Thank you.
we had Mr. Sumit Jasoria, who is heading Meero, a very unique business model, and now serving the world from India, along with creating a lot of buddy micro entrepreneurs and employment of the photographers. Thank you so much, Sumit.
Thank you, Akram. Thanks a lot. Pleasure talking to
Thank you,
you.
viewers. Keep watching the Policy Times.
Thank you.